Hey guys, welcome to the Fool Show. It's Friday. Got some college football games, a lot of them tomorrow, Saturday, and of course the NFL on Sunday. Want to get my weekly picks in. Last week was not as good as I hoped. Only went 9-9 on my picks, so 9-9. But overall for the year, I'm 26-16 on my picks for the year. So hopefully we can do better. I want to definitely have an above 500 week. We'll see how this goes. Starting in the Big Ten. Penn State over Illinois. They're playing Friday night. Here in West Michigan, it's extremely windy. I would expect that to kind of be the same at Illinois. So that just means it's probably going to be a run game. That's definitely going to favor the Penn State Nittany Lions. They run the ball. Trace McSorley does the option really well. He holds onto the ball, read option. Penn State should blow them out. I know it's a night game, 9 o'clock tonight, I think it is. Should not be an issue for Penn State. They'll get an easy road victory. Illinois, they lost last week. Tight game, but they still blew a 10-point or double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, I think. Penn State. Michigan over Nebraska. If you watched the Michigan-Nebraska breakdown, you know I picked them to cover by 20 points or more. The spread 17.5. I picked them to cover. Boston College over Purdue. Purdue has 3 losses by a total of 8 points. So they easily, with a few breaks going the other way, could be 3-0. But they're not. And there's a reason they're not. They're Purdue. Anyways, Boston College, they got the win. Take Boston College all the way. Here's kind of an upset. Rutgers, after your humiliation, proving that you're one of the worst college football teams ever in the Big Ten, they go on the road and lose 55-14 to Kansas. Wow, that's just terrible. Just when you think Rutgers might be coming back a little bit, they just fall off again. I mean, to be fair, I care about Michigan sports quite a bit. And I don't really know what Rutgers is terribly good at. I really don't. Maybe it's some other sports I don't really follow. I'm sure that. But I'm not sure why Michigan really added Rutgers. I guess to get a foothold in New Jersey. But they're not good at college football. They're not good at college basketball. The two big money drivers. So I really don't know why they cared to add Rutgers. I guess just to get on the East Coast, because there's not really anything, sports-wise in those two big ones. They're just not going to ever be competitive when you have to play Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Penn State in those football sports, let alone if they have to play. Indiana would be in their conference too in basketball. Indiana's certainly coming on in football, and they're a basketball school. Sorry. So, Buffalo. I'm taking Buffalo, a MAC team, to go and beat Rutgers this weekend. Minnesota, I have them going into Maryland. I think it's at Maryland. Minnesota winning that game. P.J. Fleck gets a big win. Maryland, you don't know what team they are. They beat Texas, and last week they just laid an egg and didn't do anything to Temple, I think it was. So take Minnesota. I'm taking Indiana. Kind of a bit of a surprise. Indiana is giving 6 points to Michigan State. I'm going to take Indiana for the win. It's a night game. Indiana's played Michigan State pretty well. They've played Michigan extremely well the last couple years. A couple of those games going to overtime. Single-score games. In 2015, I think it was 20-10. So it's like, you need to be careful, Michigan State. Indiana can beat you, and I think they will beat them. I know Michigan State's coming off a bye. I don't know if Mark D'Antonio had time to fix the issues. So I'm picking Indiana. And big game out in Iowa. I'm taking Iowa and their nighttime magic to take down Wisconsin, give Wisconsin their second loss. So those are my Big Ten picks. Other games. Stanford over Oregon. That's another big game. I'm going to take the Cardinals over Oregon. Now, one other little thing I'm a little surprised at. Michigan versus Nebraska. I'm surprised they're not on ABC. I know they got new contract money with Fox Sports and all that. But ABC, when I looked at the schedule, their 3:30 time slot is Clemson versus Georgia Tech. I didn't see any other game. I don't know why ABC didn't pick up this game. It's kind of got a little intrigue. You got the 1997 story coming up, like which team would have won the national championship if you had a bowl championship series like the BCS or the college football playoff like they have now. 13-0 Nebraska versus 12-0 Michigan. Who would have won? So it's kind of got a little buzz to it. Maybe that's just because I'm in Michigan here. I don't know. But I'm surprised it's not on ABC. They haven't carried Michigan yet, at least that I can remember. I forget games. Now, let's go to the NFL lock of the year. New England, take them. They're only favored by 7 at Detroit. Tom Brady's going to butcher the Lions. Darius Slay's probably going to be out with a concussion. Ziggy Ansah, he's worthless. He gets injured all the time. So 2 starters, I don't count on them at all. New England obliterates Detroit. They get humiliated on national TV for the 2nd time in 3 weeks. I'm going to take Seattle over Dallas. Seattle's very tough at home. And Washington over Green Bay. I know Green Bay looked decent. Aaron Rodgers played pretty well. But now they got to go on the road. Green Bay should have lost that game to Minnesota. If Minnesota had a real kicker, someone who didn't miss. I think he left 2 field goals at least and an extra points and stuff he missed. So I'm taking Washington to win that game. Minnesota obviously over Buffalo. Buffalo's just a trash can right now on fire. Tampa Bay. I'm going to stick with the hot hand of Fitzpatrick. I'm going to have Tampa Bay beating Pittsburgh. There's something about going down to the heat too, which is a little hard for teams. I know it's warm still, but Florida heat's different, the humidity. So I'm taking Tampa Bay. And lastly, Chicago. I'm going to ride that train a little bit. I was right about Chicago versus Seattle on Monday night. I'm going to ride Chicago and have them beating Arizona. So, there are my foolish picks. What do you think about the Michigan State, Detroit games? What do you think? Any other games? You think I'm just like a lunatic? I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me know. Last week, 9-9. Kind of, it's hard to say I'm not, So, let me know what you think. Put your comments below. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, subscribe. I appreciate it. And thanks for watching. And as always, go blue.